Welcome to FloRacing. I'm Kayla Zadell, and we are here at US 131 Motorsports Park for the AJPE Shakedown 22 at M-Town. We have two series colliding here this weekend, the Midwest Drag Racing Series and the Fuel Tech Radial Outlaw Racing Series. And I am joined by the one and only Donald Duck Long. And Donald, before we get into anything, please tell me about your outfit.
All right, this here is I made this out of...
We got talking to the mic.
What?
Mike, there you go.
Don't yell at me like that.
Okay,
no.
okay.
All right, listen, I skinned these minks myself. Got this coat. I was out there in Australia. I got this thing all done. Then I went, ripped this tire, slapped off of a car right out in the Walmart parking lot. People was out there camping. I'm like, I'm going to take that with me.
Wow.
Radial tire, you know.
Yep, how you do? I love it. You remind me of Flavor Flav. But before we get into anything else, I want you to tell me how the revival of Shakedown came about.
So listen, David Hance was in Englishtown. I went there back in my younger days. I think I was 12 or 13, maybe a little bit older. But anyway, I was there racing at Englishtown, and it was always really something special. When David Hance and them, whatever happened with Englishtown, and I felt bad for Dave over the whole deal, and I wish he would have kept going because he's a great guy, great promoter. And then they tried it, you know, at a couple other places. When I saw it leave Virginia and they weren't going to do it again, I was hoping that, like, if something happened with Duck X Productions one day with lights out or something, someone would, you know, pick up the torch and keep going.
Sure, yeah.
And I just think it's something that needs to be out there. You know, Shakedown's been around. I mean, 22 years. That's 6 years longer than, you know, Lights Out has been around. And you know, I think it's good to keep the dream alive, and I think people love to come. It's a mixture of, you know, like you said, you got Midwest here, you got radios, you got slicks, and I love it. I think it's a good thing for the sport, and we want to try to continue it.
So speaking of the Midwest Drag Racing Series, the owner Keith Haney and you, who also races in Pro Mod, have been kind of going back and forth here on social media. Who's winning the battle?
Well, he's a little bit of a problem, if you know what I'm saying. So, you know, he comes up a little short sometimes on the drag racing thing. So I wanted to come in here and, you know, put a little bit of oomph behind it with some radial cars, you know, bringing, you know, he's calling, begging me, Doug, can I please bring these guys in? I'm like, Keith, I just don't know if I have time to do it. I'm like, I got 6.0 index and 750. He goes, come on, man, please bring it in. So he was begging and crying and pleading and stuff like that on his knees. It was getting kind of groveling a little bit. And I'm like, you know, come on, Keith, get up, man, be a man. And he's like, I'm already standing. I'm like, well, no, get up a little higher. And so anyway, so it's just, I love Keith to death. All
kidding
all
aside.
Of him.
Yep.
No, like,
okay.
35, 40 pounds of them. So anyway, I'm glad they're here. I love those guys, and we're gonna have a good time.
Speaking of having a good time, should we tease that you might be doing some pit reporting for FloRacing?
Hey, if they let me come in there, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm just a phone call away. All
right, and then also, do you have any grudge races lined up this weekend?
Well, Keith Haney supposed to come up with $5,000, but he came up a little short. I think he had, like, I don't know, $300 or something like that. So we might have to let him off the hook with it. We got Ken Cartuccio, the serial killer, and it'd be a BAM if he comes out there and races. If Keith Haney, POW! And then it's going to be all over for him. So if Keith Haney wants to come out there and drag that old Pro Mod slick tire, you know, he'll be racing up against a guy, you know, wheel standing, fire bringing, dollar bill stripper, all that kind of stuff. He comes up against serial killer Ken Cartuccio.
All right, you heard it here first. Keep it here all weekend long.
FloRacing, tune in.
Pro Mod Q1 is coming up next.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be. Again, and again, and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve-train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion. A background in drag racing. And a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oil's 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Stop, and between the radials and the pro mods, you are going to see the best track, I think among the best tracks in the nation, get put through the ringer here, because you're going to see some records fall. You already have earlier this week, and let's get ready to roll. Joel Winsley Sr. coming up to the water box on the left-hand side. Welcome everybody to FloRacing. You are watching the Fuel Tech Radio Outlaws Racing Series, as well as the Summit Midwest Drag Racing Series, presented by J&A Service. It is the AJPE Shakedown 22 at US 131 Motorsports Park. Run order, of course, we're going to start with the Pro Mods. Round one qualifying first off the show. And Al, let me ask you, because you are such a racing mind here. Tracks need different amounts of prep for the pro mods for the radials. What is it going to be like for the drivers and the tuners for these this weekend?
Well, what it'll be like Samuel Peterson going crazy because he's so good at his job. No, I mean this when I'm saying this, that a pro mod don't need all that glue. Mm-hmm. They need a rotation on the tire, at least one rotation. A radial tire, no rotate, just hook and go. If it don't dead hook, you're going to spin the tire. If you watch, you'll watch that and you'll see that. Now, and when you see like a pro mod bog out, it ain't going to seem like it's bogging out. But believe me, if you get a lot of glue on there, sometimes those guys don't like it. But you know what? We're radial today, baby.
Radial pro mods under the same umbrella here at the Shakedown. Let's get ready to go. It's Wes DiStefano out of Waterford, Michigan on the left-hand side. On the right side, it's Joel Winsley Sr. out of Brooklyn.
All right, so Joe Wensley Sr., the Liberty's Gear Chevrolet, did well down there at the Drag Illustrated race in Florida for that winter series. Good to see him out of Brooklyn, Michigan. Calls that home down there, big sheet metal heating, cooling guy for all these years. I like Joel's style. He goes, I'm retired. I go into the shop. I say, cut me a check for $100-something thousand. I'm going racing.
I love that.
The kids run the shop. They go, Dad, how are we supposed? You're on your own. I did this for all these years. Just pay the piper. And Joel is such a cool dude, man, sitting down there in the right lane, and he knows how to bring this to the heat. Believe me, this car is something else. You get up on the chip, rev it up, do all the things that you do, and it looked like, is that Patrick Barnhill in the right side of that car? Is PTP tuning that thing this weekend?
Might be.
I'll have to see when he gets his Kevin Bacon-looking ass out of there.
Let's talk about that left side. Is Wes DiStefano, the two-time PDRA 632 champ, driving the Hurst Oldsmobile 442 Pro Mod. And we are just about ready to go. Now, DiStefano shook the tires about midday today. We'll see if he gets back into it in round number 1 of qualifying tonight at US 131.
Skinny kid built Hurst Oldsmobile. Original Hurst colors, man, from 1972, I believe. Yeah, 72. That was the color pattern on those Hurst Oldsmobile cutlasses. Supercharged and ready to go as he rolls into the bottom beams. Watch Joe Wensley put it on him.
Green lights me go. Winsley a little sluggish off the line, but across it, 364 to get things started. And we see pieces of something there on the right lane, about 500 foot down. 370 for Joel Winsley Sr.
That's a cloth or something.
Yeah, it looks like it almost came out of the chutes.
Those are working rags. I don't know if he even had the chute pulled at that point, did he? Anyway, so they'll pick them up.
Let's take a look at that. We got our employee coming out over here. The safety crew making sure they're going to be put, I don't want to say put through the ringers here, but they got a lot of cars that are really bad to the bone and are really hard to control sometimes coming out here this week. So they're making sure that the track is A-okay. We need all of our pro mods to the lanes. That includes Callie Mills, Craig Sullivan, Robert Costa, Chris Giuliano, Chris Russo, Jacob McNeil, Aaron Wells, Keith Haney, and Keith Goolsby to the lanes, please. Thank you. And that brings us back up to our next pairing. It's the 2020 Camaro out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. That is Mountain Man Mike Achenbach, and he's going to go up next to James Beedling on the right side. Let's let him rip. All right. And so we are going to move on to pairing number 3, Mike Achenbach on the left lane. That is Mountain Man with deep purple, they call that sun gun. You can see why. James Beedling out of Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Beedling comes to us. He was with us, I believe, last year at our SmackDown with the Midwest Drag Racing Series. Big shout out to American Speed Shop. You can find him on YouTube right there. Testing ran in the 70s, so he is hoping that he found a little bit of something here.
That's a nitrous oxide prepared machine in the left lane. Purging the nitrous oxide through the windshield area. You can check that out right there in the left side.
Ladies love the nitrous purge.
Do they?
Oh, they do, I'm told.
Oh, look at them going crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they're going nuts. They're going nuts. And so DiStefano and Winsley Sr. set a high, or a low, I should say, of 364 and a 7. Let's see what these two have in store for us as our qualifying is going. Oh, and a bad launch there for Beedling. He's going to slow roll across the line. 364 and an 8 for Achenbach.
That's a really good run.
He was hauling the mail on that.
You're getting out here on a Thursday afternoon. You just drop the hammer like that, go 364. He's got the nitrous oxide equipped machine doing its job, man. So we'll tell you about that qualifying as soon as our computer blips over. De Stefano went at 364.7.
And look
what
at
was that one? 364 what was the last run?
364 and
He's
an
number 2 in
8.5.
qualifying.
Yeah. And how about that 60-foot, by the way? A 9.20 on the 60-foot mark. Doing a little well there. And, yeah, look at that.
100th.
100th.
No, wait. 64, yeah,
100th of a second.
Thousand. Or tenths, hundreds,
thousands, yeah.
That's all right. I don't mean to confuse you. I'm just trying to see how that was a pretty impressive run.
That was.
De Stefano will stay out there in the number 1 qualifying spot, 64.7, 196 miles per hour. Achenbach at a good run, 364.8, 206. Look at the difference in mile per hour.
I was about to say a whole 10 mile per hour difference in the two just shows us what the launch is. Achenbach a 1/10 of a second at the tree, but that's not going to do a whole lot for you in qualifying. Doesn't matter now, will matter on Saturday. You can get your tickets now. As Mike Stawicki and Lyle Barnett will be up next. But first, we have to push James Beedling off. We got the push ATV on up there. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors like Proline Racing, Truckworks, Fuel Tech, Scott Tidwell Racing, and more. You can follow James Beedling, and I'm sure he's going to show you what went wrong at James Beedling on Instagram.
So the Salemi family sitting down there in the left lane, getting ready to bring Mike Stawicki out. And good to see John, Jim, Evan, the whole family out there. Jim, his son down there, did a wonderful job at the Winter Series and Top Sportsman, or Top Dragster. Pro Street, 10-5 to the lanes, please. Pro Street and 10-5 to the lanes.
Amen. And so Stawicki there with the, of course, Salemi family and Salemi wiring on the side of it, by the way, the sponsorship there. Lyle Barnett, of course, out of Mooresville, North Carolina on the side, that 23 Camaro. And
have you done much with Evan tuning?
I have not done much with Evan.
That's the son of John.
John.
I'm telling you, this kid is so unbelievably smart.
Yeah.
And his dad will even tell you, because his dad is very smart.
Oh, his dad's amazing. Yeah.
John and Jim, his brother down there, the chassis builder in front of the car. But this would be pretty impressive to watch. I mean, you get Stawicki for one. I haven't seen him race in many years, but he still gets in the car out of New York. Good guy. But the Salemi family's got this thing covered corner to corner. Keep your eye on it. Who's in the right lane, Lyle?
That'll be Lyle Barnett out of Mooresville, North Carolina.
That is Tommy Yeomans. He's on the right side. Tommy Yeomans, the owner of that car, standing alongside his wife, getting ready. He did pretty well down in Alabama in the Radio Outlaw Series and the GTO. So we get a chance to see him come out in that this weekend.
By the way, Lyle just earlier this week hopped in Ken Q's radial car, ran a record, a track record right here at US 131 Motorsports Park. How about a 3:51 at 2:09? And again, we need Callie Mills, Robert Costa, Craig Sullivan, Chris Giuliano, Chris Russo, Jacob McNeil, Aaron Wells, Keith Haney, and Keith Goolsby to the lanes, please. Here we go.
Look at the wheels in the air in the left lane. Wow, something going awry right there as soon as he pulls his chute down there in the left lane.
I'll tell you what, you could say something went awry right there, but he still ran at 3:62 as your #1 qualifier. We need to see whatever went puff there at the 8th mile, but a 62.
What do you think it was?
A stout number already.
Stawicki down there in the left lane. Now, you saw that little puff. It was a little either that he was off the throttle, pulled the chute, and got a little bit of Earl down there, and some of the cylinders you don't want to get it in or something of that nature. But, man, what a run for Stawicki and Salemi. Evan, I told you that kid could tune a car, man.
Absolutely.
6204, 201.34 and a mile per hour here at the US 131 Motorsports Park. And we're bringing you all the action here. Fuel Tech Radio Outlaws and the Midwest Pro Mods.
Did you see the way that thing was hiking its skirt?
It held the wheels almost the whole run.
It was like a dancer in 1897. I'm telling you, I was hiking that skirt up the whole time. Give a big shout out to Mullins Auto Parts, Hands of Hope, Illinois, and the Fence Co. for being a sponsor of our next pair as we take a look at the
All right. Well, sorry, Jake. There is a little fluid down there in the left lane.
No.
And obviously, well, that could have been a head gasket or anything. I don't know if it's Earl, but Earl's over there with a black plastic chrome and Brill cream right now. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Yeah, Joe, you're the only Joe I know here, so don't act like you don't know me, all right? Nice to see you. Hyperactive, Fox Lake, Illinois. Had the dyno going. He's got himself a seat next to the look at that. He's got the Sunshiner guys out of there from, is that Harvard, Illinois, where they have that Sunshiner state where all the old guys go and live now?
Greg Blevinger, points leader in LDR, and you were just telling me you're doing a little bit of preparation for this race here. Tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, we've been testing, getting ready, trying to get ready for this big event. A couple weeks ago, we were here testing in some different adverse conditions, hot. So we got some hot track tune-ups, and obviously we got some good air as well. New Mickey converter, so we're testing that as well, trying to get that ready. But made a hit this morning, all's well, and car's service. We did that all day yesterday, so we're ready to go. We're looking forward to Q1 here tonight.
And this is your home track.
It is, yep. We're 2 hours from here, so it's nice for us. We travel down south all the time, so it's nice to see everybody travel here and support Jason and Samuel here at the track. It's a phenomenal facility, and it's going to be some really good numbers that I'm looking forward to.
Now, do you feel like that maybe gives you an advantage?
I like to think so, but my competitors in my class probably don't want to hear that. But we test here quite often, so we're looking forward to laying it down tonight.
Big shout out to Mullins Auto Parts, Hands of Hope, Illinois, and the Fence Company. Jackie Sloan Jr. is indeed right, so Mike DiDomenico. On the left-hand side, his crew chief, tuner, his son Sal. And I'm told Mike actually flies to these races. I wonder if he did that here. Oh, and look at the LED strip on the back. As we get on the chip, let her rip. He's going to pull off to the left, centers himself back up. 3:59 on the left side. DiDomenico up to the front. Jackie Sloan Jr. with a stout run of 3:67 on the right-hand side. He is going to slot in number 5. DiDomenico right on up to the front. Look at that, no, number 1 qualifier, but a 10th on the tree.
Yeah, how about that? Now you go to race day, you don't ever want to see that, man. Guy whips your butt with a 67, you're going 59, but it's all in qualifying. It don't matter, red, green. Get it down there, get some numbers on the board, and see where we're going to sit here come Saturday. Couple more firing up down there. As I can see, my little pilot is in the air down there, doing her job. Best drone pilot in drag racing. And here comes Ken Cortuccio, I believe. Let me make sure. Thank you. God, am I glad the young kid's here. Dang it. So Ken Cortuccio coming into the right side over there. And his supercharged, Steve Petty tuned, Pro Modified. Scott Tidwell standing down there behind the car, doing his deal. Got all the guys down there. Let's see.
And how about this? All right, so King Cortuccio, by the way, needs no introduction. We'll give it 1-1 anyway. Number 1, pound for pound, in the Drag Illustrated pound for pound rankings, Ken Q. On the right-hand side, he's the man with the target on his back, I think. Here, no stranger to big money races like the one put on here by DuckX Promotions, Donald Long. Left-hand side, Jason Calso, the 71 CUDA. And we're going to see a lot of Barracudas here, which is nice. It's almost like drivers are feeling as if the body style doesn't matter quite as much. And here we go. So Jason Calso.
I apologize. So Brandon Stroud standing down there from Proline along with CT, his father, tuning up on the Cortuccio entry. Do you know, because I heard you bring it up, but did you know he's like the greatest Pro Mod driver in history right now, Ken Cortuccio?
Oh, yeah. Well, number 1 on the pound for pound. No stranger to winners.
That
Winter
guy,
Series champion, of course.
He won the Winter Series. He lost to Kai Kelly. Then he won. Then he went some rounds. He got enough points to win that whole deal.
So he's the man with the target on the back.
He is, man. I was doing the NHRA Pro Mod. This guy's had the worst luck over there, but after you get all the accolades written up about you, you know, sometimes it isn't always roses. Here we go. CUDA Chevrolet.
And the green light. Cortuccio right down Broadway across line, 360 and a 1. Calso, not the greatest of long, was a little slow to the 330 there. Almost seemed sluggish off the line, didn't it?
Well, I'm going to tell you what about the sluggish. Well, the CUDA didn't actually have a chance in that race. I mean, at 1500ths off the mark of 60. But, man, what an incredible job for Cortuccio to go to number 2. DiDomenico down there at 59.1, 60 with a 1 at number 2 in qualifying. More mile per hour by 3, maybe even 4. 207.95 for Ken Cortuccio.
And don't think for a second he can't go find the 50s as well. And how about this Altucci for the first time in a long time? It's Don Walsh Jr. on the right-hand side. How about that?
That is incredible, man. Good to see the kid out there. The beautiful Wixom, Michigan-based orange Chevrolet Corvette will be in the right lane. Ladies and gentlemen, a battle of the Corvettes as you get Jim Widener, a legendary driver in the small tire category in the NMCA, NSCA. I mean, this guy's been all over the place. BES, I believe, still doing the power down there, him and Tony Bischoff. Tony behind the car, the engine builder himself, showing him right where he wants him. Now, Tony, a heck of a driver throughout the years. Got some bifocals on right now, but it don't matter. He builds nothing but power. Watch this nitrous beast.
Absolutely. Corvette on Corvette action. The nitrous car made a hit earlier today, and so too did the turbo one on the right-hand side. He hiked it up to 250. Make sure that Don Walsh Tries to keep all four on the ground eventually. He's out of Detroit, Michigan, and the former Jose Gonzalez car, by the way.
Which one?
The right-hand side.
What was the name of that car?
What was the name
the
of that?
El Genreal.
El Genreal.
Out of Dominican Republic. Right down there. Pro Lines Beast right there, man. If you bought a car from any guy named Jose Gonzalez, you got yourself a winner.
Absolutely. We are halfway staged up, 3/4 and all the way.
Watch the left lane, man. That nitrous oxide's going to go utilizing that Chevrolet Corvette to try to get to the stripe. He hole shotted him. He drilled him on the starting line.
Yes, he did. A 368 and a 7. You can see it hike the skirt up there as he went up through the sequence there. 368 and a 7 for Widener. That's going to go up through number 7 on the qualifying run.
Unreal. Unreal, man. D. Domenico, number 1, the guy to watch out for in the Midwest Pro Modified Series here after the first round. More guys coming out at you.
And here we go. It's Jeff Rudolph in the Ghetto Sleigh.
And it's the Ghetto Sleigh out of Indianapolis, Indiana, making its way out of the water box. Shook every goldfish out of that puddle. Here he comes to the right side. Jeff Rudolph out of Brownburg, Michigan, I believe. Well, it's Indiana, excuse me.
Brownsburg, Indiana. It's north suburb, I believe, of Indianapolis.
Who do you have in that beautiful navy gray machine?
That'd be Claude St. Maurice coming to us from our neighbors to the north, or I guess here it would be almost directly east. He's coming out of Coteau de Lac, Quebec, in the 68 Pontiac. Coming across the border to race in the US of A, baby.
Final call, Pro Street Eliminator. Should be in the lanes. Final call, Pro Street Eliminator. Listen up. Radial versus the World. All the Radial versus the World cars to the lanes at this time. Ken Cortuccio, Chris Daniel, Paulo Juice, Jimmy Taylor, Ev Bernardo, Lyle Barnett, and Ned Dunphy to the lanes. All Radial versus the World cars to the lanes.
So this Jeff Rudolph here on the right-hand side, the Ghetto Sleigh, no stranger to big money races either. Won the $10,000 Chicago Shootout at the 2024 World Series of Pro Mod. Don't see Shooter here, the guy with the Air Force helmet, I guess I would say. But, I mean, I'll tell you, this Pro-Charged 68 Camaro on the right-hand side is, or 69 Camaro, I believe it is. Yeah, a beauty. He is very stout and among the best. Top 10 in the points over the Winter Series. 1/4 of the way staged up as the Quebecois are ready to go. And here we go. Whoa, drilled him on the tree there. Jeff Rudolph really quick off the line. 362 and a 7 to 92.5 at the 60 for a 3.62 second run. Claude St. Maurice, 379 and a 0. Normally that's not a bad time, but he's going to find himself third to last, 11th so far as we take a look at our qualifying.
He's got an IndyCar name, don't he? Number 11?
Claude St. Maurice. He's driving the Perrier car from Chirac-du-Loir, Ricky Bobby.
From France? Je t'aime.
I mean, they do speak French up there.
Yeah.
He's got the, what's the name? The guy from Talladega Nights. Yeah, but there's a French driver there, so yeah. Yeah, Jean Girard. Chirac-du-Loir, Ricky Bobby. And how about this?
Look at this in the right lane, man. How about it is right, man. I haven't seen him in a while since the snow was flying in the winter. Is down. We're at Drag Illustrated's Winter Series 3 Pro Mod race deal. And, man, Greg Sullivan, is so good to see him out here doing his deal. Plainfield, Indiana, got himself the 43 Mercury. And, you know, this car is so cool. And why it is so cool, he showed me a picture a year ago of a car that his uncle had built. It looks just like this car. I mean, he goes, I copied everything I could. You know, you got to change things for length, width. This car's 8. You know, this car has to take the headers off to get in a trailer. Is that what it is? The headers have to come off?
Has to take the headers off to get in a
that
trailer?
Car in a trailer. It's so wide. That's what I heard.
That wouldn't surprise me. It is wide.
Sullivan's going to have his hands full. Is that her? That is her
Callie
first,
Mills.
Is this her first Pro Mod debut?
No, she's been with us the previous race out in Tulsa at the very least.
So is this her second race?
I believe so. By the way, Callie busted out. You want to talk about short numbers? Watch this. She busted out the only 89 on the 60-foot mark. In, what is... As Callie Mills out of Sand Spring, Oklahoma. Takes the launch, hikes it. Oh, she has to get out of it. And bet on Black Indeed to a 370 and a 7 from Craig Sullivan.
I'm going to tell you what, if that young lady straightens that thing out with .888 in 60 feet, look out, gentlemen.
Goodness gracious.
You're in trouble, believe me.
Send her congratulations. She was the only one to bust into the 80s in testing, and she said, we are not here to play around. And I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, she comes from a great racing family. Her father, for all those years, a Golden Gorilla, drag radial racer that was always on the top of the radial versus the world. Her dad and Dwayne, and I'm going to tell you what, that kid's really come around. .888 in 60 feet is incredible. So
that is an insane number. You could go entire weekends and not see a 60-foot like that.
Once again, RVW to the lanes. All of RVW to the lanes. Radial versus the world. All of you to the lanes, please. Next, coming out of the water box area in the left lane.
It's
hey,
Robert
got a new
Costa.
car.
Yes, he did.
Good for him.
Well, he got a new car. He went on a bit of an adventure in the last year in the SmackDown. That car ended up upside down.
The Pontiac?
It did.
Or the Mustang?
The Mustang ended up upside down. So now, he's got a new one. And I tell you what, he was running with us back in Tulsa. He was in the throwdown. He was in the Slammers class. He was running in the 60s in the Slammers class. And Robert Costa, of course, coming to us from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And, you know, like I said, that car was flipped last year in August. This one didn't damage as much as you thought it would. It was on its roof, shaved the roof down, got it rebuilt, and good to see him back here. He was with us for the previous 2 races here at the Summit Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series presented by J&A Service. It's the Stroud Safety Pro Modifieds. Ito Costa gets a tap on, and he's going to get a free solo pass here. Chris Giuliano might have transmission problems. We'll talk to him later on in the show, but here's a green. Oh, and Costa gets crossed up, and he is flipping that bad boy off. 5:55. Yes, he is. He's got 2 hands on the wheel, though, I'll tell you that.
I was just going back to the flip previous this season. He's flipping that bad boy off. That's all right. That's a nice car.
We were thinking 2 different flips.
That's a nice car, man. I'm glad he's got himself a good car.
It's a beauty, and you know he's come a long way as a driver. He was
New Mexico, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's coming a long way as a driver. He was telling me when we were talking in Tulsa. He's like, you know, you can't correct the car. He goes, I learned that lesson last year. He goes, if you're gonna let it slide, you let it slide off to the other way.
Hands off the wheel, man. Foot off the throttle. I mean, you're talking about so much violent horsepower. If one of these get a hold of you and give you a ride, you're in for it.
Amen.
You got to be ahead of the game in Pro Modified. Here comes the Hemi Cuda.
And how about this?
Man down there in the left lane trying to come out of the water box. Chris Russo over there out of Cedar Grove, New Jersey. How about that? A 69 Chevrolet Chevelle that has lost power at this point.
Oh, no. And how about this on the right side as we see it for Russo? Nope, Russo's got it. He's back in reverse. Good to see. Jacob McNeil, by the way, driving last time you saw this car here at US 131 Motorsports Park. That was driven by John Stouffer. Yeah. And that is Stouffer's car. Stouffer still owns the car. He just has McNeil driving it, of course.
Is that John walking up to the car there in the shorts?
Yes, he is, do you believe? There's Scott Palmer down there, I do believe, as well. There he is. Yep, there he is. Yeah, he's got the hoodie on. He's got the long hair. You can't miss the hair. Here we go. You want to talk about one of the baddest dudes on the planet, Scott Palmer, right there tuning that CUDA.
Scott Palmer's like, he's that gifted kid you grew up on the block with, you know, that jumped 36 watermelon boxes, hit the 12th one, almost killed himself and said, I'm doing it tomorrow. That's him.
Absolutely. So the Darren Mayer Pro Engineering machine on the left-hand side will come on up. You know, here's the thing. You go up and down this Pro Mod field, you ask any of them who the guy they look up to the most is, a good chunk of them are going to say Scott Palmer right now.
You know, and it's good that we can look up to him. After the Winter Series, man, look at that wheel stand going to the center line, straightens it out and brings it to 361 in the left lane at over 207 miles per hour.
What the heck is a 660? He drove that about 725 feet and still drove it into a 61 into the number 3 qualifying slot.
That's called putting your left knee under the steering wheel, man, and just hanging on because that thing was in the air. Yeah, it is. Hey, you know, listen to Samuel's dad. Yeah. Samuel's dad has nothing bad ever to say about his kid, man. This kid is unreal. He's been unreal for many years, and he's got that track looking like an animal right now, hooking and booking.
Absolutely.
And this is a big deal for Samuel this week, and I know it is. I've talked to him about it. He said, man, I just want these radial guys this time of the year to go down, and everybody. I'm not just saying he's here just for radials, but it's a big thing for him.
Well, you know, radials they're the most track-dependent class class of cars you're gonna find. Yeah, they run a big cars and radials at the same track.
That's what it is, man. And you know what I was saying when I said the analogy. I wasn't but I've seen that before, where a little too much of this gives a little too much, and then the guy over there with the big tires going, wait, man, I can't even get out of get a clutch. That's what I say, get a clutch then.
All right. Hey, you want to talk about a battle of the Titans right here on the left-hand side? It's Bullet. It's Aaron Wells. It is the man who won your last Midwest Drag Racing Series Stroud Safety Pro Modified event in Tulsa. And on the right-hand side, you know his name. It's the Black Mamba of Keith Haney. And this is a matchup that we have seen about 100 times before, and these two go round and round, pound for pound. The Schweitzer Dynamics nitrous machine will make its way up to the line after Aaron Wells will come up in the 67 Shelby.
What is Wells, about 600 feet, makes the move on this nitrous car, you think?
I'm gonna say he gets him on the tree. I'm gonna say he gets him on the tree.
Well, you get a whole shot, but watch the 60 foot.
Mm-hmm.
The reaction time's different. I'm just saying the nitrous car should out 60 foot him.
Let's take
in
a
all
look
reality.
here.
The blower cars really come around on the top end. Well, it depends on, well, it doesn't depend on who's tuning Haney's car, because the best in the world's tuning that car.
Absolutely. Brandon Schweitzer. Here we go. Schweitzer Dynamics, rather, and then Jeff Pierce tuning it. 3/4 and all the way. Oh, and Haney's going to shake the tires, and here we go. 361 for Aaron Wells. He says, I'm on top, and nobody's going to knock me down. He is going to slot in number 4.
How about Wells 60 foot? 9.0, man, not bad at all. 902 for Wells going down there. The nitrous car 928. Rattled the tires hard enough to take every filling out of your mouth since you were in 8th grade.
Absolutely.
That's how hard that was. You can see the marks. Look at the basketball marks down there.
Yeah, it's like you're dribbling right there. You can watch the tires grab and then spin and then grab and then spin.
I like this guy right here coming up here.
I do too. Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen this guy all winter. This guy's something else out of Missouri.
And this whole program around the Black Pearl is coming together. He is second in the points right now. He will find a win this year. You can mark my words. It's Keith Goolsby on the right side.
Nothing but business right there. Man, cool car, Chevrolet 69 model year. 959 cubic inches of nitrous oxide assisted power under the hood of Goolsby's car out of Bronson. Is it Bronson, Missouri?
Out of Branson, Missouri, yeah. Show capital of the Midwest right there. You want to go see Yakov Smirnov? You go to Branson, baby.
I did that this morning, but anyway, I would tell you, as he backs that thing up and gets it ready to go, you're going to be in for a big surprise. This guy should get qualified in the top 10 easily.
And so this is a car that was new to him 2 years ago. Last year had the worst luck through rods and back-to-back races, if you can believe such lousy luck. But everything's coming around. He's second in points, as I said. He is just a strong competitor. We shall see. He made a slight modification to the car over the winter. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But the first things first, he says, I got to keep the pedal to the metal and keep her in a straight line. Keith Goolsby. And you know what I love here is when the lights go down, his tail lights, he has working tail lights on the back end of that thing, and it looks beautiful. And he is halfway stage up, solo pass. He's gonna pull a little right out of the groove. Ooh,
I don't know if there is even a
close.
groove over there. Get out of it. I'm going to tell you
Man,
what,
oh,
man.
man.
If that ain't enough to shake you up and try to put a rally stripe on the side of a 69 Chevrolet Camaro, nothing is. That was kind of hairy, and he knew it. He's saying nothing but white getting bigger and bigger in his right eye. He said, I'm out of this thing.
You know, he's a smart driver. He knows he can't win the event in round one of qualifying. You can only ever lose the event in this round one of qualifying, and so that is going to be the Stroud Safety Pro Mods, I do believe, brought to you by, of course, Stroud Safety and Larry Jeffers Race Cars, and that's going to bring us, oh wait, hold on, here we go. We got one more, Tucci. We got Paul Gibbs. Now Gibbs pulled quite left, and he had a hairy run during testing just earlier today. And so Gibbs, that is a new Larry Jeffrey Race Cars Pro-Charged Hemi, 1970 Barracuda. He only got it, I mean, a couple months ago, and does he not have, oh, no, all right, there he goes. I almost thought he lost power there.
He's
for a
just
second.
trying to get his air back. You get his air back, that burnout. I'm telling you what, that's wild. That's probably, a lot of these guys will tell you it's the wildest part of the ride, that and the top end, right the last 100 feet. Now that I've done some I've done quarter mile forever, but since I've been doing the NHRE stuff, those guys say after the 8th mile, hang on. That is like insane, they said. It's like everything just starts disappearing in your vision. 260
You get
plus.
that tunnel vision as the blood rushes back into your head. And
well, look what we're watching at 209, 212 in the eighth of a mile.
In half the
now,
distance.
Can you imagine? They said it's like hitting the nitrous again. The thing just wants to take you all the way for a seat ride and pin you to the seat.
And let's look at where Gibbs lines up. He lined up well left of the groove during testing earlier. Looks like he's right on in it. Here we go. He's going to pull right and right down Broadway.
Tight.
Right down Broadway. Slow, though, a
That
403.
thing's tight. The converter, I'm just guessing. Joe, tell me. Help me out, Joe. Was the converter tight in that car? Come on, Joe. What else could it be? A spark plug wire? Crying out loud. You know, we pay all that money to Hyperactive, and he's over there giving me hand signals. That's all right.
And so that will conclude your round one of qualifying for the Stroud Safety Pro Modifieds presented by Larry Jeffers Race Cars and, of course, Stroud Safety. As part of the Summer Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series presented by J&A Service. Al Tucci, we're back into your forte. Take it away, baby.
How about it? The first 4 pairs of Pro 275, Grantley Schloss, Mo Hall, Brad Edwards, Lyle Barnett, Bill Lutz, Brian McGee, Eddie Harrison, and Paul Major to the lanes, please. First 4 pair of Pro 275 to the lanes. That'll lead us right into Pro Street, 10-5, the tire designation on the back of the cars. So I like that car right down there. How about it, man? Adrian Herrera coming up out of Fort Worth, Texas. 67 Chevrolet Chevelle will be in the left lane. Chris Cadado coming up in that Dodge pickup truck. Now that is a incredible truck right here out of West End, Michigan. 97 Dodge Ram will be in the right lane. He'll be ready to make it happen here. Keep your eye on him. If I had to take one of them, it'd have to be the Dodge so I could tow the Chevrolet home. Meaning to my garage. A beautiful car. 67 Chevrolet Chevelle out of Fort Worth, Texas. Came down to the Drag Illustrated Winter Series down there with this machine. It was incredible to watch. Young Gage down there doing all the tuning. So Gage Lamas now slams the door shut in the passenger side, says they are ready to rock and roll. Tuned higher gun, crew chief down there, Herrera in the left lane. Cadado in the right lane, getting ready to make it happen. The pickup truck versus the big Chevelle. Big Chevelle. Yeah, and look at that. Adrian goes right back. Man, Adrian's braver than most because he went right back after it. The car settled down, got right back with his foot on it out of Fort Worth, Texas. Went down at 448, 180 miles per hour. 486 for the truck. Man, the Chevelle went right around him again. 112 miles per hour for that Dodge Ram of Cadado and company. That is Pro Street Eliminator. More coming up here in a moment. So, Grantley Schloss should be in the lanes. Pro 275, Grantley Schloss, Mo Hall, Brad Edwards, Lyle Barnett, Bill Lutz, Brian McGee, Eddie Harrison, and Paul Major to the lanes. First four pair, Pro 275, please. So we're into the points series here with the Radio Outlaws. Brought to you by Fuel Tech, Proline Racing, Scott Tidwell, Donald Long, Duck X Productions. Bring you all the action throughout the year with the Radio Outlaws. Great series. They were in Alabama just a couple weeks ago. A lot of rain came down, but they got that race pulled off in a Sunday afternoon. Did a wonderful job. Let's see how they do here. Shakedown in M-Town. Get ready for it, man. How about it? Samuel Peterson, his father Jason, the whole family up here. 131 Motorsports Park doing their deal. That'll bring up, and how about John Carinci out of Woodbridge, Ontario. Been racing a long, long time, this guy right here. Got his blue Chevrolet Corvette down there, and all right, here we are. Joe Wensley Jr. Man, did he get sideways. How about that? Carinci got the laundry out just in time. You can see those marks. Those are the marks. What is that highway in Tennessee with 33 turns and 8 miles? Yeah, the Dragon's Tail. It's in Georgia, right? Or Tennessee? Yeah, the Dragon's Tail. Well, that car's equipped for that road right there. You can see how well it handled. So Carinci saves the day right there. He goes 005 red, runs down 422. 397.7 for Joel Wensley Jr. out of Dearborn, Michigan in the right lane. You go down and check the track out where all the power came on for that Chevrolet Corvette. Big thank you to everybody. Fuel Tech, Radio Outlaws, thank you for everything you do. AJPE, the Ellen Johnson Performance Engineering. We thank them for being a big part of this showdown, or the shakedown, excuse me, in M-Town. Going to be awesome to see. Congratulations to Samuel Peterson for putting the point on that we can do both here, and both can run the numbers they always want to run. You talk about one of the hardest working track guys ever, and at such a young age, it's that kid, Samuel. Always a treat to come out here and watch because the track's always on point. Bill Lutz to the lanes, please. Bill Lutz to the lanes. Wow, Woody came out of retirement, huh? That's awesome to see. Must have been too cold to go on the lake. That's all right. I saw that little giggle down there. You go, Woody. It's good to see you, man. The Woody Mart back in the house. Bill Lutz to the lanes. So more Pro Street coming at you right here. Next two will come up. Ford Mustang in the right lane. Taking on the Chevrolet, the old 80s model Chevrolet Camaro. Old IROC, possibly. Right here in the left side. Doing the burnout. All call, Pro 275 to the lanes, please. All call, Pro 275 to the lanes, please. Once again, Pro 275, all call. So everybody on that ladder or the list, come on down. Pro 275, here we go. Bill Riddle, Dan Norris in the right lane. Norris over there with that gunmetal gray black stripe Ford Mustang, 22 model year out of Brighton, Michigan. Howell, Michigan base 89. Chevrolet Camaro Riddle will be in the left lane. 10.5-inch tires on the back end. So at this point, 397.7, Joe Wensley Jr., the man out front. Or should I say the kid out front? Well, no, the kid's like 7 foot tall, so we'll say the man out front. Carinci with his wild ride put him number 2 at 422, letting way off. Here we go, next two. Oh, door rattled, the tire, excuse me, rattled so hard in the left lane, the door came open. So Riddle had to get out of it. Also following him is Norris. I don't want no part of this right now. I'm going to go back, get a spoonful of Pepto-Bismol and come back. See how things feel.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Kubota High Limit Season 2 is here. The dirt track series that shook the world is back. Bigger, faster, and ready to make history. It all begins under the bright lights of Sin City. Catch up with Dirt Season 2 on Flow March 12th. Join Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney, and the biggest names in dirt racing as they battle for glory and take fans along for the wildest ride of the year. From the first green flag to the epic finale, High Limit is more than racing, it's a movement.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO-based oil, the Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
So a little prep down there for the radial tires and the Fuel Tech Radial Outlaw Series here this weekend. The Shakedown at M-Town. Awesome to have it back, man.
DJ McCain here, your X275 points leader and also recent winner on the series here. You are in the points lead. Do you think you can keep that points lead this weekend, and how do you plan to do it?
Well, same thing I said last time. I was going to fight one round at a time, try not to worry too much about the points. Every round is a fight, never take anybody lightly. Going around is the only way to win a championship. So I'll go as many rounds as I can, as many races as I can, and see what happens at the end of it.
Did you do anything to Vecna in the meantime between the 2 races?
No, I mean, we did some regular maintenance to it to make sure we're ready for this. And we'll do some more of that once we get home. We'll try to make it this weekend in one piece and make a couple shakedowns. So now we get ready for qualifying.
First time at this track, like you just told me. How have your couple test passes gone?
Track is nice, really smooth, man. The weather's beautiful up here. It's a long way from home, but it was definitely a different experience. We're used to racing most times like in the Southeast, seems like. So this is definitely something different, but it's nice facility. I like the track.
Good deal. Well, thank you, DJ, and good luck this weekend.
All right, so the tractors have made their way. Oh, it is Steve Petty. How you doing, Steve? I'm up here behind you. I want to tell you what, I'm sorry about last time because your girlfriend had to call me, your fiance. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Fuel Tech Radio Outlaws in the house, fastest cars with doors, baby. Yeah, you talk about Pro Mod. Well, you see the Pro Mods running the 50s. Some, on any given day, these little tired radial warriors will find the 40 range, the low 50 range. Keep your eye on the world champ coming up here. Well, not the world champ yet. He is the world champ from 2024, and the guy in the left lane's trying to get the championship from him in the left side. So all right, big thank you to Haney Racing for doing all the sponsorship they did here on the Radio vs. the World. PTC, thank you. M&M Transmission, LAT Oils out of California, one of the best in the business. Jason BP, thank you to Jason. Bar Racing, PTE, Jessel, Bennett, RPM Transmission, Duck X, Diamond, Kinetic, RK Racecraft, Stroud, LJR, that's Larry Jeffers Race Cars, of course. Cass Superchargers, Icon Forged Pistons, Raystar Wheels, SB Tools, USA, and Force Induction Turbos. Thank you for all the sponsorship here this weekend. Let's go Radial Tire Racing right here. Radial versus the World, two of the best. One last year was the best in the business. Chris Daniels in the right lane, the orange Chevrolet Camaro with the black hood. He'll be taking on Cortuccio. Cortuccio gets out of there, 046 on a tree down there. He goes 355 to a 361. How about that? 355.2, 207 miles per hour, 361.1 at 202. He just wants to get the feeling. He just got out of that black car and he's like, all right, everything. Oh, that's what that button's for. There you go. So he's double duty here as Ken Cortuccio out of Wallingford, Connecticut. Goes right into number one qualifying where he likes to be. Let's find out. More action coming up here right now. The Shakedown in M-Town. Here is Old Black Betty. Bam-ba-lam.
Bam-ba-lam.
Wow.
No time, Outlaw 275 to the lanes. No time, Outlaw 275 to the lanes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, brand new announcer for the No Time Outlaw 275. It's going to be Bud Morrison. Kept his last name illegally just so you don't attack him later on. Here we go. Ready to rock and roll. Radial versus the World. Got old Ned coming up in the left lane. Ned Dunphy out of Roswell, Georgia. Will be over there in the left side. Got a Shakedown sticker, mandatory. Have your Shakedown sticker on there if you want to collect any dough here this weekend. Polo Juice, all the way from Manotick, Ontario. Look at that. Look at old Black Betty. Bam-ba-lam going down there at 359, 363. Ned Dunphy gets there first on a hole shot. 009 on a hole shot. Not bad at all for Ned. He digs in deep right there. It had to do with the Dunphy thing. I almost dumped the butt. I'm sorry about that. Jason Peterson, he had to go take a break for a moment. 009, 1603, the Polo Juice, 60 foot down there on the right side. Polo goes 359.4 at 208 miles per hour. Faster car, but didn't get there first. The whole shot got there first. 009 on the tree. More Radio versus the World action coming up here in the Radio Outlaws. Brought to you by Fuel Tech, AJPE, Alan Johnson. Alan Johnson Performance Engineering, and here comes Jimmy Taylor coming up here. Jimmy Taylor out of Clinton, Tennessee. In a car that was built in the garage, and that is no lie, at this man's house, Ed Bernardo, right here. Bristow, Virginia, will be over here in the left lane doing his deal as he'll back up that old Chevrolet Camaro, 68 model year, looking for some points, because where's he sitting right now? Number 9. No time, Outlaw 275 to the lanes. No time, Outlaw 275 cars to the lanes. Jimmy Taylor, man, 361.6, 206 miles per hour, 4911. He won't be calling that, but Ev did a great job down there trying to get out there. Didn't get quite the whole shot, 108 miles an hour, coasting at 491 for Ev Bernardo. Not bad. That'll put Ev qualified at number 6 right now. Ken Cortuccio at number 1. Polo Juice at number 2. Chris Daniel, the champion, world champ, number 3. Jimmy Taylor, 4. With that run he just put down, 361.6, 206 miles per hour. And there she is, Boss X, down there on the starting line. How you doing, young lady? Good to see her. Don't forget all her apparel on sale here this weekend. Boss X got all types of sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats, pins, patches, you name it. She's got everything for you. Now we got more Radio versus the World action coming up. Here we go, Lyle Barnett driving the Justin Wren Chevrolet 3.606, 209 miles per hour. How about that? Arcadia, Florida-based 23 Chevrolet Camaro, built in the House of Reese down there. Not bad at all.
That's when we have is the side-by-side and the Corvette, Corvette guy.
All right, so there it is, Bob Kohler's car. Thank you, Bob, and he's got Lyle driving it. So, Bob Kohler, congratulations on the new car. All right, Bob, thanks. Now we got it all straightened out. Congratulations on your new purchase.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best, climbing every mountain, topping every peak, until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils, 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower, free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology, the same friction reducer used by top racers, designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Safety equipment on, check 3 times, not just once or twice. Make sure everything's safe. You got all your equipment on. Pro 275, first round of qualifying right here at the Shakedown at M-Town, baby. I'm telling you what, proud moment for me just to be saying that I called the Shakedown, the original one with Dave Hance many years ago, and 12 of them after that every year. There's Debbie, way over there in the staging lanes. How you doing, Deb? I'll tell you what, most famous voice in drag racing, that young lady. All right, so Pro 275 down there. Getting ready to bring them out. Look at the fleet of those cars, man. You want to talk about a competitive category? You're about to see it right here. Very competitive, very fast cars. Guys that travel the country for the Radio Outlaws and do a good job doing it. Some beautiful cars. All right, so Pro 275 coming at you right here into round number 1 of qualifying on a Thursday evening. 131 Motorsports Park, the Shakedown at M-Town, brought to you by Samuel Peterson and family. Down there, the young man. All right, so here comes Grantley Schloss. Grantley Schloss, let's go over to our points here for our Radio Outlaws, and we talk about Grantley Schloss being number 1 at 300 points out front of Mo Hall. And Mo Hall sitting right next to him, the world champion. Schloss coming out of Australia, a concrete pumping company, I believe, that he runs down there. Gonna give him a run for his money. Look at that nitrous car trying to hang with him, man. 371.7. Grantley Schloss getting down there as the number 1 qualifier, 201 miles per hour. 374 at 202 for the nitrous oxide Chevrolet Corvette of Mo Hall in the right lane. Not bad at all, man. Yes, sirree. Lyle Barnett driving how many cars this weekend? 4. That's a record. Dude, get on your phone there and see whoever drove 4 cars at one national event. Find that. All right. That's what they say about Brad Edwards. North Carolina-based Brad Edwards, his Mustang down there in the right lane. Lyle Barnett, Robbins, North Carolina, driving the Mustang of Tommy Yeomans. Tommy Yeomans got how many rides? He's got 4 rides here this weekend. He's driving Pro Modified, Radial vs. the World, Pro 275, and the red machine. Look at that on a hole shot. Look at him leave the starting line. .983. Lyle Barnett goes to the top, takes it away by 100 of a second from Grantley Schloss. 370 with a 5 at over 300. There you go, over 202. I was going to say 371.7 for number 2, Schloss. Mohall, 74.3. And Brad Edwards, who had to get out of it at 449, 121. Right there in the right lane with that Ford Mustang. And with that, Brian McGee comes up in one of the prettiest Ford Mustangs from 1967 you ever see. Wow, what a beautiful burnout in the left lane. Man, he laid down the law, Paul Major did, out of Lewisburg, Tennessee. Came out there in that Chevrolet Corvette in the left side of the racetrack. Now back up in the hot rubber. He laid down on the burnout and take on that nitrous oxide assisted Fulton-powered Ford Mustang. There's the nitrous oxide being purged, and now they'll back up Major. Paul Major right there, his Chevrolet Corvette, big construction company owner. Been around for many, many years, Major has. Now it's time to see how the Corvette does here. 1/8 of the mile for Fuel Tech Radio Outlaws and the point series. We'll go down and see that Paul Major. Is number 8 in points right now as we speak. McGee is right above him at number 7. So Brian McGee, 7 in points as we come into this points race here for this weekend. The Shakedown at M-Town. Keep your eye on that Mustang at the right side out of Pelone, South Carolina. Nitrous oxide in the boosted Chevrolet Corvette on the line. Pro 275. There they go. Look at McGee, that secondary kit pulling that thing in the air. Throws the laundry out at 373. And then a 386 to go for Paul Major, 207 miles per hour in the left side of the racetrack. Well, the reaction time's way down. 107 for Major on a 60-foot, .98 in 60-foot in the right lane for Brian McGee in that nitrous oxide car. Only got 197, but he went 373 to do it. That'll bring up our next 2 here in Pro 275. Rolling up, Chevrolet Corvettes, man, a pair of them coming out of the water box. Made every goldfish in a puddle jump. Mark Woodruff coming up. Arnold, Missouri, the 2010 ZR1. Now, if you've been around radial racing for many, many years, as many of these guys have, you'll notice the yellow car in the left lane is very pretty. But that was one time one of the baddest 10.5 cars in the country ever. Tim Lynch. If you remember Tim Lynch, the Lynch mob from Proline, the yellow car used to be his back in the day. Woody had it, drove it when it was black with the blue stripes. Said, we got to change this thing. Give it rabies. Turn it to Old Yeller or something, man. Good looking car, though. Real pretty. You got the kid out of Eckworth, Georgia in the right lane, Eddie Harrison. Well, Corey Blackman, who used to tune this car, I think he's still down there. I don't say used to. I think he still does. Kid really turned out to be a heck of a crew chief, engine guy, and a guy who knows how to develop the car from A to B. Corey Blackman standing down there along the fence on the right side. says, I'm out of it. That thing got crazy, but look at that, down in the right side.
Yeah, he lit up his tires.
So a good run down there. Here's Timothy Orris coming up. And the Atomic Punk down there. J-Lo Racing Engines down there. Jimmy Lopez, Chicago, Illinois. Want to get a hold of him? It's Aurora, Illinois, actually. Or Montgomery, Illinois. Builds motors right in that area. But down the left side, oh, look who's here. Let's play the music. It's the Italian. All right, so Tim Orris coming up right side. Got all the gang down there, the little rascals, I call them. Lisa Orris sitting down there. There's Mike Esposito, Big Kenny, Ryan, and Corey Wurst. And everyone helping him out. There he goes. Timmy's got one hanging out down to the top end, 419, 190 miles per hour. Let me tell you, Jimmy, about those incrementals. Ready? 60 foot was 121. Yeah, I know. Throw that in the can right there on the left. And then 330 was 288.8 at the split, 288.8. So Enzo Piccini, 448, goes down there. So Orris gets qualified at number 7 right now. I'm just glad he got down the track. That's all I want to say. We're going to talk about a 3-year worth of busting your butt to get that thing to run good. And look at that burnout coming out of the right side. Robert Adell out of South Michigan, the 69 Chevrolet Camaro will be in the right lane. All right, so with that, Tony and Ian down there, Chatsworth, California. Hey, Barnhill, Patrick, is that really him? Wow, man, that is so cool. I'm telling you what, get Dragzine and all the guys online to get a picture of that car. Everyone's been wanting to see that thing, and it performed 404, 183 miles per hour. Tony and Ian down there in the 2012 Bentley GT. Yeah, it was a Bentley race car, turned into it. Robert Adeldo goes down 377.2 at 208 miles per hour. Not bad at all for the South Michigan-based Chevrolet Camaro. All right, so with that, Pro 275 looking good, man. Tony and Ian, gotta love it. Brought that Bentley out here for everyone. No, he's not a pro football player or basketball or baseball player. He had a nice Camaro back in the day, back in California at the Streetcar Super Nationals, where I remember the name from and watching him race for many years.